What up, anime people? Anime Cookout. We're back. We're gonna talk all types of anime stuff today. What's on the grill today, Andrew?
Ah, man, we're flaying it up, man. We got some hot stuff happening right now, man. So, Hell's Paradise debuted earlier this week. If you are not into it, get into it. It's man, we just start off. We're learning about it. It's rolling into. We meet Gambucho, man. Oh man, I forgot his name already. I was like pronouncing like 8 times, but we get into him. Apparently he's a condemned prisoner. They're trying to execute him, and bam, can't die. Like, all right, what's up with this? Is he, what's up with this? Was he super strong? Was he doing it on purpose, or was he just, They said that he took a bite of the forbidden fruit, and that's the reason why, or he took a drink of the elixir of life, and that's why he's, he's unkillable. So we're gonna find out. But that it was a rocking anime. Vinland Saga finally picked up. About time. I mean, took forever. Took what 12 episodes for it to finally kick into
Yeah.
something. So we were out last week. I was ill last week, so I wasn't able to make it into the podcast. So we're gonna double up on a little bit of stuff today as well. And but 12 and 13 Vinland Saga, man, I can't say enough, man. It's been making up for some bad times in that episode, in those Vinlands. So we got that going on today, and then also on the agenda, man, we're gonna hit up the new anime coming out for August. It's already some of them are already rolling out, like Hell's Paradise. August, this is me for April. Some things are already rolling out, like Hell's Paradise, but we got some good stuff down the pipeline. So, Nick. So let's start off, man. Nick, what do you think, man? Vinland Saga 11, 12 and 13, man. How was
Finally,
it?
finally, we get something like we've been pretty much very critical of Vinland Saga of what they've given us, but you told me specifically it's gonna get better. And I was kind of hesitant. I didn't believe it, but these two episodes really showed me exactly what I wanted to see. And we've talked about it before on here. You can feed everybody's ego on this. You can give the people that want the violence and the Viking time fighting of why they fell in love with Vinland Saga season 1, and then you can give them the character development of Thorfinn and how he's turning into like his dad type of thing. That's fine. Give everybody something, and they finally did it. They wrapped it up in a present for us. I felt, and I
Yeah,
liked it.
actually, yeah. So in the manga, we're looking at chapters 76, 77, and 78. Oh, my apologies, 78, 77, 78. So they matched those together, and that's what we're getting 12 and 13. But man, you're right, absolutely, man. It's the balance of having a good anime episode. It's about you know the softness of them, their conversations and everything, but they gave us the fights. Thorgil was chopping people up left and right, man, like what we've been wanting to watch episode. So I was like okay, season 2 about time. Like we waited 12 episodes and nothing, and watching dry conversations and grass growing, and now we can finally see some blood on that grass, and that's what I'm happy about.
Yep.
That's what I want to see. I got feeling, and you know it. They're all those guys who are all like, "Oh, this is a character development of a lifetime. This is the stuff that I've been waiting for my whole time." You know what? You just wanted to get on Maps radar so that you can go out there and you can get yourself a little good old howdy do.
Yeah.
So but back to what I said. So that being said, I liked it. 4.2 stars, and I think that's the highest I gave Vinland
Yeah.
since we started
Yeah.
this damn thing. Both of them, because like you said, it balanced it well. in the beginning of 12, we got the action, we got all the action. And then the latter half, it was a little more conversation, a little deeper, a little talking and stuff like that. We find out a little more information about, why Clute wants to take over the land, how Catil was able to escape back into Vinland, not Vinland, my apologies, back into Dutch, Denmark. Sorry, I was thinking Dutch, and I'm like, man, where these Dutch people come from? Denmark. So we were able to see how we got back over there and everything. So we're gonna see some reuniting coming up, and then on top of that, episode 13, boy come in swinging. Man, we get this dark scene. They're in this cabin, and he's like, he's like, kiss your boot. And oh yeah, you kiss my boot. He goes, I'm your slave. And he's like, oh, you my slave? You my slave? Then your life is mine to do what I want, right? He's like, yeah. Then whack, cut his head off. Man, dude, come on. And it didn't even show it. And I was kind of mad because it didn't show it, but at the same time, like, that's imagery to me. That's leading us to believe something that's more than what it was, right? Like, that's leading us to believe that this guy is a killer, a mass killer, man. He's a killer, he gonna chop you in half. And they didn't have to show it, him doing all of it. They just had to allude to it, but we didn't even get that in 11 episodes. So that's what I'm mad about, And that's why I'm like, okay, we're coming back. But I've been reading ahead in the manga, so I knew this stuff was happening, but I was just like, when are you gonna air it, brothers? When are you gonna show us? Because you're not showing anything out of it. So, but Nick, what do you give, man? I already gave my stars. What are you looking at?
Man, for it changing total dynamics and giving us a balance effect, I'll be generous. I'll give it 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it 4.5. The violence of it, of just after the duel with what's his name, with Olmar, and like the quarter flying into Homeboy's eye, and then and just his brother being like, I got this, don't worry, and just the slicing and everything. I was like, this is why I loved Vinland. Like,
well, it wasn't just that too. It's how smart Thorgil was, because it wasn't just that because we think he's just a brute, like he's just a straight up killer. He's a brute, but in reality, it was like, he knew something was wrong about the situation.
Yeah.
He knew that, like, hey, like he said, why did you allow my brother to win the fight? Because he knows he's not good. So it wasn't just hacking and slashing for him, he did it for a reason. And that showed me that was some good character development. That was some good, moving the story forward and for us, and really making sure that we understand who Thorgil is. He's just not a mindless brute. So that's the kind of storytelling I like.
And, you see it. You like when you looked at the picture in the beginning when it was like Thorfinn and all them on a farm. You're like, who are all these other people? And you notice Snake now. You notice him, Thorgil. All these guys are like, now you're seeing where Canute's coming for him, and they're all gonna have to tie in at some point. Something's gonna happen. I haven't read further, but it's leading into, like we say, that threading the needle to the story of all tying back. And I agree, like the way he fought in those scenes showed. And then when he asked the question, like, I'm gonna let you live, but why did this happen? And then he stabbed dude in the eyeball, and he's like, "Tell me why." Like, quit thinking I'm playing with you, dog. Like, and I liked it. Like, that's, like you said, character development. That is where you can get the best of both sides, and they really.
And then also too, you notice how he when his father got upset, when Catil got upset, and Thorgil gave him that look, and I think he lost a measure of respect for him, because he's like, "Hey, you're supposed to be like Iron Fist Catil, bro. Like why are you afraid? Like, why are you afraid? Like, we go to war. We're Vikings, man. We're killers, man. Like, we're not. Well, he's King's Guard, but like, he's like, hey, man, we're killers, man. We're not sitting here getting pleasantries, And I think that's his biggest issue. Thorgil's biggest issue is that Clute is moving more like the English, and of course, like like I told you, like the English, they're
Yeah.
Christians and stuff like that. So they're that Clute, that Catil and Clute and them, they're all moving towards the English side of way of doing things, not pillaging, not ransacking villages, not all that. And Thorgil's from the old guard, and he's like, ah, man, that's not my bag. My bag is I'm gonna kill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rape. I'm gonna. Oh, I know we can't say. Sorry about that. Beep that out. Beep beep beep. Well, I'm gonna do Viking things,
Yeah.
and then that's his occupation. So that's my thing about Thorgil, man. But yeah, man, loved it, man. He's next to this new guy that came in episode 13, slacking and hashing, and making it next to him. Those are my two favorite characters right now.
Hmm.
You could boot Thorfinn out the window, bro. Like,
I want to
oh,
see.
young Thorfinn, badass.
Yeah.
No, old Thorfinn, nah.
I want to see what Snake does though, because he seems very, even though he's always
Well, I
hungry.
told you, without even reading ahead in the manga, Snake is fighting style, personality, and everything. He is Ascalon. He's
Yeah,
a replacement of Ascalon.
and that's why I cannot wait, because
Yeah.
when they found the old man and everything, you could tell like he had that instinct. He's like, oh, something's wrong, but then he
Yeah.
goes right back to just lollygagging and eating whatever. But you can tell when stuff hits the fan, he's about his stuff. And we've seen him kind of do his thing. I mean, when he punched Fox and them in the face and
Yeah.
everything, but it's gonna be like, if it's what I'm thinking in my head of going to happen, of them coming there, with
Oh, definitely.
Loki
There's
and
going to
them.
be a
Yeah,
war
yeah,
for that land. Oh,
yeah.
most definitely. And then Catil already had like he had an army, so
And
it's gonna
then we still know of the Floki situation of Thorfinn's dad being.
Floki, the uncle, right?
Yeah. Well, no. The one that got it set his dad up, Thorfinn's dad up in the very beginning of it
Oh
all.
yeah, yeah,
The one
yeah.
that
You're
paid
right.
Askeladd to
Yeah.
kill. Yeah. So,
Oh dang, I thought he died. Oh
well, they
shoot.
said that he was coming in 3 days, and they were gonna ride out with his.
Oh, with the army. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You know who I thought he said? I thought he said Loki was coming in.
Oh,
Loki. I was like,
is his
I
name
don't know.
Loki or Floki? There.
No, no, no. I think you're right. I think it's
Okay.
Floki, and I heard Loki in the. I read Loki, and
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I don't care who Loki is. Another guy you got to know. But that's
The
my bad. I
music
totally
part.
missed that.
Nah,
I totally
you're good.
missed that.
That was the first anime I watched of the day, so I caught a lot of that.
Oh, okay. All
As
right.
we
It's
went on,
fresh.
I was
It's
like,
fresh. It's fresh. All right.
yeah,
Man, I watched that last week. I ain't thought about anime since since Sunday, man, or Monday. I haven't thought about no anime since Monday. So yeah, I've been a little busy. So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, man. So yeah, overall, the 2 episodes of Vinland Saga was great. I liked it. It was really good. You know, kudos to him, man.
yeah,
Kudos, bro. So next up, Hell's Paradise, man. So new one debuted, Hell's Paradise. Intro was really good. If you haven't seen it, I put up a little short on there on our YouTube. So go check it out. It gives you just a little rundown, just a little shake of the first episode. Nothing major spoilers or anything like that. It's just a little shakedown on what's going on. But what we have is, we have a situation of kind of fantasy Japan, and they just like almost like fantasy zombie type of thing that's going on, right?
yeah,
It reminded me, and it gave me all the like, and I haven't read the manga or nothing, so it gave me all the whole plant thing that they were showing. Is give me that Last of Us disease. Have you seen Last of Us, or have you played the game?
I played the game. I haven't seen
Yeah,
the
they have
show.
that
Yeah,
bug, that fungus disease
yeah,
that goes everywhere, turns them into plants or something like that. So
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so Last of Us. man. I was like, oh man. So, but it was a good one, man. I mean, it has a really good premise so far, man. I mean, that chick, the samurai, or the executioner, man,
Yeah.
that was some good artwork, man. Also too, whenever he turns it up, man, he's like, "Oh, you want to see ninjutsu style, man? I'll show you ninjutsu style." And he turns on, he goes Super Saiyan. Oh man, I was like, I watched that part, and I was all like, "Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good anime." So, let's get the names out there. I don't know if you got the names up yet, Nick.
Yeah, there's a so we have of course the I guess the main character of it. It's Gabi Maru or Gabimur or Maru. Um,
Uh, Gabimaru, yeah, Gabimaru, yeah,
and then he has his wife that we come to find out. I guess I think it's his wife or his
yeah, yeah.
girl.
They
Yeah,
said it all. Yeah, they
yeah,
they give it all out in the first
yeah.
episode.
Is U or YUI or
Yui,
Yui?
Yui,
Yeah, we go.
Yui.
Yeah, and then the samurai that you were talking about was Yamada Sagari.
Huh? Yep.
Yam-
Sagari. Yep.
uh,
Man, you're getting good, man.
I'm
You're
getting better.
getting
I'm
better,
practicing. I'm
bro.
practicing. I'm
Yeah,
practicing.
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and I mean that's pretty much the main characters they gave us. They gave
That
us
we
some.
got
Yeah,
introduced, yeah, right off the bat in episode one. Yeah, them two. So apparently, you know, I guess like he's a slave or was like an orphan slave to him. And
yeah,
from what we're gathering, and he Gabimaru was sentenced to death. They betrayed him, and he got sentenced to death because he wants to marry Yui, or like they married in secret, and or she thinks that they think they want to be married. They were playing house.
yeah,
And Grandpa found out and was like, man. So he set up Gabimaru. Gabimaru got caught. They were sending him to execute, but he couldn't die. So apparently, Sagiri is part of the higher courts. But she's a high level executioner. Couldn't execute. She couldn't even execute him either. And okay, so since I can't you a little thing, and the deal is that you got to go to a certain land, and you have to retrieve the elixir of life. And if you don't really, you either die retrieving it, or you retrieve it, and we'll let you go free. So that's the premise so far. That's what we know, and hopefully it works out, man. I mean, we're gonna get a lot of tells, man. A lot of good characters from the opening. There was just like they did a massive little dump of like what's going to go happen and everything. So, you know, maybe I think. What do you think? You think it's going to be more like a turn based RPG type of role playing game, anime type? Where they're going to be like, oh, we get to the island and we have to fight off this team, and we're gonna fight off this team, and we're gonna fight off this team, and then everybody gonna meet at the middle, and fight each other for the elixir of life or something like that. What do
that's
you
what it
think?
kind of it gave me like Sword Art Online like
Yeah,
type
that's
of feeling to it.
that's what I did too,
Yeah,
man. I like this is isekai without somebody dying. So, or I guess he tried dying. I guess he tried.
yeah. I mean, they what tried like a bunch of ways. It's kind of cool. They show the different ways to like the
Oh
bulls
yeah.
and trying to split them apart, and they ended up getting it was funny.
But she said like she caught it and I caught it. Well, they mentioned it and I caught it beforehand. I was like, it didn't look like he was trying to kill himself, because he kept on resisting,
Yeah,
and he go, oh, I want to die, and then like resist. I want to
it,
die. But hey, kudos for not opening up the anime with him crying. So
that was. I mean, he's all everything that happened to him in this one. He's just stone cold face, like didn't
stoic,
care.
bro. Stoic. Heck yeah.
Takamichi, Deku, you need to take some lessons
Lessons for
from.
this guy. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thorfinn too. Throw his crying
Oh
ass
yeah,
in
Thorfinn can get thrown in
there.
there
Yeah.
crying from the sunrise. It's like, come on, man.
I mean, I've known to cry. I've known to tear up a little on a good sunrise, bro. But come on.
Yeah, I mean, but it seems like every episode it is the. I was like, oh, maybe he sees Canute coming. No,
Dude over the horizon, right? Like I finally get to fight.
yeah,
No. Yeah,
I
but
mean,
all right, man. So, but yeah, man, that sounds paradise. So if you ain't seen it, jump on it. It's a really good one. I like it. It's gonna be hopefully a classic, man. Hopefully a classic. It's already getting some good reviews. So, Nick, what do you think out of 5 stars so far? I know it's just the beginning, so
yeah,
let's set some real expectations on it. All right, man. Don't
yeah,
go
yeah.
give me the 5 stars right off the
No, no,
bat.
no, no.
We
That
got
was that.
we got to go for somewhere, right?
4.8. No, just kidding. No, nah, I was gonna give it probably a 3, and
Okay.
it gives me something to build on. The artwork was amazing. The colors, especially when he did his ninjutsu, like that was amazing. Like even though it wasn't like you saw, like it wasn't like Naruto ninjutsu where you see everything happen. It was straight like color, and then it was over. But the
Yeah,
artwork of it was very beautiful. The storytelling was nice. It told a story, even when the flashbacks went back and forth of everything for me. And it left me wanting to know more because it ended at the perfect time of where we're going to, of where the island he's going to. He's looking for his wife now and all this. So it left me just enough to want to come back the next week. I said, now is there stuff they can, of course, there's more characters. They only introduced 3 really.
right,
So I said, I'm
right.
going to leave it there for 3, see where it goes from there. But I was not disappointed at all. I was very happy with the first episode of it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a little higher, a little three, a little low.
Yeah. Well, you told
Um,
me not to give a 5.
I
So,
know, man. I'm a 3.5 it. I'm a
yeah,
3.5 it.
I
All
was
right, out
thinking
of
that. But
four.
yeah,
If it, I have to agree in the sense that it did show some of the action, but
yeah,
it did do that. Like when he went ninjutsu, it didn't show anything,
no,
and that's kind of a shame. Like like I've been noticing that a lot about these new animes. They don't show the Naruto hand fist work or the Dragon Ball Z fist work anymore. And that really is a shame. Even Revengers, like Revengers, I like Revengers because it's more realistic. No, I take that back. Never mind. It's not realistic, but it's more like in the realm of like okay, like you can actually do that, right?
yeah,
And even them, like they don't show hand to hand combat, man, and I'm kind of missing that Dragon Ball Z hand to hand combat, and
yeah,
maybe I'm watching too many isekais, and that's the reason why I'm not why I'm not seeing it, man. But I'm missing that old man, man to man fight, So,
yeah,
but I'll give it 3.5, man. I think it's gonna get better. I think by the time episode 5 come back, we're gonna be like, oh man, this is one of the best ones rolling through, But Jujutsu Kaisen is coming out, man. I got some hard. Like, man, this thing better be number one in my book of my life because I'm betting some money on it, man. So,
Talking about an anime, we can jump into that because an anime that I've been waiting for since it ended is Jujutsu Kaisen. Like,
yeah,
there was some episodes there where I was like, it ended? It ended. Are you kidding me? It ended. I want more like of this. And when it
dude,
ended, I was very upset. Like,
I watched the movie 3 times. I think four. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I watched it 5 times already, waiting for Jujutsu Kaisen to come out. Man, like
yeah,
I've watched the movie, bro, like over and over. I thought it was coming out, and it was just the dub that came out, and we went and rewatched the whole entire season to watch it in dub. Like I was like, oh crap. So I like rewatched it in dub. I've seen it 4 times. I've seen the movie about 5 times. I'm thoroughly excited for it, man. I don't know, man. I just like everything about it, man. I like the artwork. I like the illustration. Sorry, I like the illustration. Well, heck, it is artwork, right? Like each one is artwork, right? I like the where the story is headed. I like the whole almost like it's like Biru for Dragon Ball Z, like having Gojo like Beetle, man, like just like an omnipotent like warrior, like he's untouchable in every sense. I like that, man. Like this is like one of those meld with the old school with the new school art style.
Yeah.
So definitely, I agree with you, man. Just every episode was a hanger, man. It was like, oh man, I can't wait, and then nobody's safe, and that's the thing that I like. It's just like nobody's safe, man. You don't know, like our main character, man, he died twice, so like he died twice, and then like
Game of
you
Thrones
could have
style.
had to come and resurrect him, like twice. Like it's that kind of fun, man. And I know you can say the same for Chainsaw Man, but it's like more or less like we
It's a
know
level.
like that's like his trait.
There's a different level with both of them. Like,
Mm.
don't get me wrong, I love Chainsaw, but Jujitsu was like up here. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Chainsaw,
No,
what
yeah,
gets me is the 3D animation.
yeah,
Oh man, I can't stand. Well, you know me, man. I can't stand 3D animation. It's the worst, And that's
yeah.
the only one that gets me is that it's that 3D animation. But yeah, you're right, man. I mean, no, I meant like in the sense like we know that. Oh man, shoot, I forget their names already, man. I only know Pucha, man, because I have him right here in front of me. He's my favorite. uh, Chainsaw Man. We know the main character, man. We know he's supposed to, like that's his thing. He kills himself so that he can, you know, get extra powers.
Yeah, yeah.
So, man, dude, man, I can't believe I'm forgetting everybody's names already.
And who in
Dingy.
Dingy?
Dang,
Yeah, Dingy.
yeah.
Yeah,
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, Dingy. So yeah, so it's like as soon as Dingy, we know, he has to get close to death. So but I mean, it's still entertaining, and that's
oh
the
yeah.
thing. But all right, man. Well, so Hell's Paradise. Hopefully everything goes good. Jujutsu Kaisen's coming out as well, man. I mean, we're gonna love it. So here's 10 animes that are coming out for April. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot more, but these are good ones. Hell's Paradise, as I said, April 1st. Eden Zero, it came out April 1st. If you haven't seen Eden Zero, have you seen Eden Zero at all? It's
It
a
reminds. That's the one that I said reminds me of Fairy Tale because they look exactly the same. Like Happy,
yeah.
Lucy, and
That's Eden Zero. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they had like the same illustrators.
I think it is. I think that's the spin-off he did when he ended Fairy Tale. If I'm mistaken, somebody in the comments let me know. But I think that was the one because when I saw it, I was like, this is his same thing. It's Happy, Lucy, and Natsu, but just with different color stuff.
Right.
Like,
No, I don't think that's their names though. But I mean, hey, I wouldn't disagree with you if it
well, that's
was.
what they're in Fairy Tale, but like they look the same. Happy is a cat with wings. It's just a cat with no
Yeah,
wings.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with
No, no,
you.
I know.
I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I get it, man. So here's another one that was pretty good, man. It's called My Home Hero. It's about a father who basically has to defend his daughter, and he ends up killing Guy. And this is all within the first episode, so I'm not
Yeah.
spoiling anything. So he ends up becoming. It feels like he's gonna become a murderer for his daughter. It's messed up, man. Now, like if you haven't heard, or you haven't watched, go watch it. It's called My Home Hero. It's good. I watched the first episode. I was like, oh wow. It was like wow, psychological thriller. Go watch
Came
it.
out April 2nd. So I mean, you
Yes.
still have time to start it and get on the train for it for
Yeah.
sure.
So most of these are going to be within this week,
Yeah.
because that's typically when they launch. This the first week of April, and then like maybe next week. Depending on where it is. Um, so next one up is second season for in the world in another world with my smartphone. If you haven't seen it, it's a goofy, stupid harem anime. Watch it, don't watch it. I don't care. It's goofy as hell. Like I watched like the first season. I was like, it's not my kind of anime. I love isekais. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But I was like, I'm not a big harem type of isekai guy. So also too, next one that came up was Konosuba. Konosuba is one of the best isekais out there. It's an exploration of this wonderful world. So it's part of the whole series of Konosuba and everything. So it's going after somebody, one of the girls' arc. So if you haven't watched it, it debuted today. Sorry about that, it debuted today. So April 5th. So go out there, check it out. Really good. It's very very nice. Then next on the list is Doctor Stone, my personal favorite. Love it's the third season of Doctor Stone. It's debuting tomorrow. It's much anticipated. If you haven't got into it, the world is covered. Everyone in the world is turned into stone, and basically very few survivors happen, and one young boy survives, and he finally cracks open, and he turns, he's trying to revive the entire world with the power of knowledge of science, and pretty good, man. It's like if you're into like science and if you're into like just wacky adventures, this is it, man. It's really good. But it's called Dr. Stone. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I did a video over this, so if you want to go check it out on our old one, it's called Mashal, Magic of Muscles. It's a grim, down to base anime. Like if you're into like it says action and humor, this is it, man. Dude has like a grip of a million stars, and all he does is go around and like crack everything with his grip and his muscles. It's like hilarious. The manga is like started off as a webtoon, like One Punch Man, and then they turned it into an anime, like a manga, and then the manga into anime. So it's awesome. It's so hilarious. It's so jokey, funny. But you should go watch it. It's called Mashal Magic and Muscle. If you get it, it's like mashing magic and muscles. It's smashing together magic and muscles together. So
This is so funny.
and that's how quirky it is. It's all about him. He literally goes around and like grips everything, and that's what's
He's
like
just like so proud,
yeah,
prideful of it.
yeah. Like if you watch it, man, he just like goes around. He's just like they grab him things just to break. It's hilarious with his grip. So it's hilarious. Another return, April 9th. Mark calendars, put your dates away. Demon Slayer is up on the docket. So we all know Demon Slayer. We're in the third season. Demon Slayer. It's the Village arc, Sword Village arc. So if you haven't seen the first episode through the movie that released, it actually, to break off on a tangent, just FYI, that crashed, right? So they showed the last episode in the last two episodes, right? And
Yeah.
then they showed the first episode and a little bit of the second one, not too much, but just a little bit of the second episode. And dude, so much backlash over it. People felt like in America, not in Japan because they're used to it, but in
Yeah.
America they tried it out, and they were like people felt so cheated out, jilted, robbed. They were just it was horrid, man. The reactions were horrid, and these are like diehard. You know, I mean, trust me, you gotta be diehard if you're gonna pay. I paid what $21. Like you gotta be diehard, right? You gotta
Yeah.
be diehard to go watch a free episode.
Yeah.
Like pay for that free episode that you're already paid for through Crunchyroll or Hulu, right? So that being said, yeah, man, it bombed, bro. It bombed. Like they didn't like it at all. They were just like, hey, this ain't working. So they don't have no plans to ever do it again here in the United States. Zero plans because it hit that hard. But yeah, just throwing that out there, man. I mean, support your Demon Slayer, your local Demon Slayer, man, because he hit hard times in the U.S. on that
Yeah.
one, man. They hit hard times in the
And
U.S. on that
they
one.
pushed it. Like they pushed it for you to go and see it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they made it seem like it was gonna be. To be honest, they made it seem like it was gonna be like a 2 hour thing, right?
Yeah.
And in reality, it was like an hour.
A long recap with with
Dude,
yeah.
well, you already know. Like, take out commercials, and
Yeah.
you're only looking at 22 minutes
Yeah.
of actual screen time, right? The
Mhm.
dude, the previews were like 30 minutes, like 34 minutes, 35 minutes. The previews, yeah. I was like, oh, man, this thing ever gonna start, and then like watch the show, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of boring because I've already seen it like 6 times. So I'm like, okay, all right, all right, all right. And then the new one, and like it just like picks up right up to the new one, right? And you're like, oh, excited and everything, and then you're like it's over, and you're like you're looking at your watch, and it's only been like 20 minutes, and you're like, oh crap, dude. Like I only been in theaters for like an hour.
They
It's like, and I paid like $21 to watch 30 minutes of commercials and a recap, and 20 minutes of the actual show. I
exactly.
felt kind of jaded,
Yeah.
bro, but I was like, I don't know, man. I spent like $100. So
Oh man.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, man, people were mad, bro, and they had it in IMAX too. So like,
Oh no,
like
that's
if you pay the $31 ticket, I feel sorry for you, bro.
oh man.
Like, yeah. So just FYI, man. So Demon Slayer coming out April 9th. It's gonna be rocking, man. It's gonna be a good one. We're picking up. Then so I started this. It's too freaking weird. Almost it was like almost pedo. I'm gonna throw that. I don't know if we could say that. I don't know if you have to bleep it out. But it was like on the verge of that, and I was like, I'm not comfortable watching this anime. And I watched some weird Japanese stuff. I don't know about this, man. But it's called Ranking of Kings, and it's about a little boy who's deaf, dumb, and mute, and he's becomes a king. Like he's it's almost like an isekai. He's from another world, but like he can't speak, he can't say anything, and all he can do is like, I shouldn't say deaf, but he's dumb and mute, like he can't really do much, and he's becoming king, and it's like it's cool, but like and people love it on Twitter, but we know Twitter, right? But like man, it's like it got kind of like weird, dude. Like watch it with caution. Don't watch it with kids around. Definitely don't. But watch it with caution, man, because it got uncomfortable. Some scenes got uncomfortable real fast, real quick, man. And I was like, I don't like skip. Like, dude. But yeah. So
Oh,
it's. I'm
yeah.
telling you, dude. Like, go watch it,
I
man.
haven't watched it.
Go
I'll watch
watch
it
it. Go watch
I'll
it at
watch
the
it on my
bro.
day
You
off. I'll
dumbass
watch it on my day off.
yeah. Watch on your day off, man. But I watched like 3 episodes in, and I was like, I can't do this no more. This is a little too weird, man. But it came out April 13th, and it's called Ranking of Kings. So if you are a fan, I know some people are in this room.
No, not
Uh,
of this. Not of this. I know where you're going with this. I know what anime it is. 25 years of my life down the drain after this.
yeah, I was gonna say we lost Ash Ketchum, man. Poor Ash. We lost him to this culture war, man. Ash is now a girl. Her name's Ashley. It's not Ash no more.
Oh
But
man.
they reboot the franchise. It's April 14th. It's Pokemon. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's a whole rebooted, whole new
So
person, whole new.
Scarlet and Violet. That's all y'all
Yeah.
need to know. Scarlet
No
and
more
Violet
Team
game.
Rocket. Oh, what were you saying? Sorry, I got lag.
No, the game Scarlet and Violet is this right here. This is
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's what it is because the starters are from that game that just came out.
Mhm.
And so that's where I knew once it came out and I played it, I turned it off. I was like, this is gonna end Ash. I already know it. He's gonna
Oh,
win everything, and then they're just gonna be like right off in the sunset. The same way they did my boy Yugi.
well, Yugi had to eventually, bro. I mean, he
Well, they're
had to
supposed to
win.
be bringing that back, so I'm
Well, he
hoping
had to
we.
win the tournament, dog. Like the whole
Yeah,
world was
no,
gonna
that's
disappear, man.
true.
I mean, eventually he had to win that. That tournament had to end sometime, bro. Like you
The
can't keep
Shadow
fighting
Realm, man.
around forever. Like, you know.
The Shadow
But
Realm, man.
all right, man. We'll talk a little more about it, man. Because I'm not a Pokemon, man. I mean, I don't. I watched the originals, and that was
Yeah.
it, bro.
I mean, for me, it's just it's they wanted to bring in a new protagonist. They wanted to what they did was they tried to use Scarlet and Violet as like a feel for how people were. And I mean, let's be honest, Pokemon's changing every time with the cards, with the game and everything. So they had to make a new generation, and they kind of felt that as we've noticed with Ash, he hasn't really aged kind of. He's 25 years old and he seemed to get younger, but they wanted to him to finally he got what he wanted. He won the tournament with his Pokemon, and there was really nothing else for him to do. And so basically in the game, you're a girl and a boy you get a pick out of, and you're going to school. And so they kind of started to show you where the anime is going to take place at. I didn't finish the game just because I kind of figured that, and I was like, I don't really want it. And then to me, the Pokemon look very different than what I grew up with. Like, I mean, you have a duck with like a curled hair, like kind of like Superman hair kind of thing. It's just very weird. It's very cartoony-ish
Right.
thing and all that stuff where like a lot of my students love it. I don't love it. And so I will not be watching it. If I watch it at work, it's because somebody else is watching it. But yeah, I'm not gonna be interested in it too much. It's
All
Pokemon.
I see was the TikToks and the memes and the YouTube shorts of like Ash winning, and
Yeah,
that's it. And then Team Rocket like walks off into the sunset, and that's the real sad thing to me, man. No more Team Rocket. Like Jesse and James, bro. My well, I was a little older already. I was like 7, 8 years old when Pokemon came out. Or not 7, 8. I was in seventh and eighth grade when Pokemon came out. So like I was like, oh man, Jesse was like, oh yeah, man. That was like tall redheaded girl. Oh yeah, that's my time right there. I was like,
yeah,
and she can come and throw them battle balls at me any day. So, that was back in the day, man. But
yeah,
yeah, man, Pokemon, end of an era, man. Like I know I'm officially old when Ash Ketchum graduates, wins all the tournaments, and gets on with his life. It's like, oh man, I know I'm old now. Like Yu-Gi-Oh. I like Yu-Gi-Oh. Don't get me wrong. It was good. I liked it,
yeah.
but not like Pokemon, man. I mean, I remember coming
Po-
home from school, man. Like first thing I did was jam that TV on, man, because I was
Still
like,
have
oh
cards. I still
man,
have cards. Yeah,
like, I'm like, oh man, I was like, man, what is Ash gonna do next, bro? Like, and what
yeah,
the good thing was with it was that you didn't have the storylines weren't so hardcore that
yeah,
you couldn't just pick up anywhere start watching it. You could
yeah,
just jump in any time and start watching the anime. It was that was to me was like the ultimate great thing about it.
hmm
Because it played like almost like a TV show. Because like if you had like Star Trek and Babylon 5 and Firefly and stuff like that, they didn't really follow like a hardcore storyline where you were like, oh man, dude, if I didn't watch the last two episodes, I don't know what's going on. You know, like it was just like they just had crazy adventures throughout the time. So I like that, man. I mean, it was different
No,
back
yeah,
then, you know, because like X-Men was dedicated, bro. Like when I came home from school, like X-Men, you had to watch it episode to
yeah,
episode. If you didn't, you were lost in the last three episodes. And then the recap, the recap, like the reruns were Saturdays,
yep.
and I think it started on Monday. So like you'll watch Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then there would be no Thursday or Friday, and then you wouldn't be able to catch up till Saturday. And if you missed
Missed
that,
it.
you missed the Saturday, you were just out
Lost.
of luck. Like
Yeah,
you didn't even know what was going on. Like sometimes I
no,
would walk away from a season, man. Well, I didn't even know they were called seasons back then, but
yeah.
like I would just walk away. I was like, I'll come back whenever whenever it came back on with the new plot line. Because I was like, and then my friends would be like, "Oh man, did you see when Mystique was the parent turned out to be Nightcrawler's mother?" And you're like, "What?" Like, "Oh yeah, yeah." You're like, "Damn, man, I did miss a lot, didn't I, man? I should have kept up a little more, man."
Yeah.
You know, so
Oh,
like
man.
yeah, man. But like, yeah, that was X-Men was my hard. Like growing up, X-Men was the hardest one. Um, Power Rangers was very simple. Like you can just jump off,
Yeah.
jump in. Batman 2. Oh, another one was hard was Justice League. Justice League was
Went
long,
hard.
long, long,
Yeah.
long trilogy, man. Like if you missed something out of Justice League, it was kind of hard to come
You
back.
didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Justice League was a little hard, and then they were a little more sophisticated on when they were talking and stuff. So but that was like already when I was a little older. 7, 8, 9. I keep saying 7, 8, 9, but dude, when I was 7, 8, 9, shoot, man, it was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on TV, bro. Like Care Bear,
80s
bro.
stuff, man.
Like Care Bear.
The
I was watching
80s stuff.
Barney, bro. I was watching
Yeah.
Barney, man. So yeah, but no, this is when I was like 7th and 8th grade. I was like 14, 13, 14 years old, 15. So but yeah. So back then, man, it was a good era for Pokemon to come out in, man, and I miss it, man. I kind of tear Ash holding up his trophy, man. I was
I
like,
did.
that boy did it. That boy did
I,
it. But what really got me was when Team Rocket, they said Team Rocket was no more. I was like, oh, so they never caught them all, and they never got justice.
and and it was so cool. Like the last season, like I didn't watch all of them because a lot of them were in Japanese with no subs. But I watched the last of it. But I noticed in the season they would give them like because I was like they have the same Pokemon. Like they're fighting with the same ones. Come on, man. And then they ended up giving them like where they would have this thing where it would drop random ones out. And that's what I like because it would remind me of like way back in like with the cards, like you had like dark, Psyduck or dark Snorlax. You had the Team Rocket ones, and that's what they would do. They would have their Pokemon and so they'd have some strong ones. Finally, I'm like, okay, finally you're giving them something. It's not just Wobbuffet and Meowth. Like, come on, man. Like, give them something,
Hey,
man. Arbok
Ekans.
and Coffee
You
and
forgot
Weezing
Ekans, bro. You
and
forgot
Ekid. Yeah,
Ekans.
all of those. And then they gave him some Viper, and I was like, come on, man. Like, it's the same stuff. Man.
Bro, when I found out Ekans is just Snake backwards,
Yeah.
dude, when I found that, dude, let me tell you something, bro. I had all those cards. I had all 99, right? I think it was 101. It was 101 because you had Mew and Mewtwo,
Yeah.
right? And I never got those cards, man. I told you, man, I used to collect those. Man, I had bought pack after packs and packs and packs, and all I asked for every birthday, Christmas, whatever it was, man, just give me a Pokemon packs. That's all I want. And never pulled a Mewtwo or a Mew. Never, bro. It was so elusive. I'm telling you, like when I would go to, because back then we had conventions, but they weren't like
They
now,
are now.
right?
Yeah.
Nothing like now, right? Our conventions were like, if you ever go like to your local local conventions and the little community centers, that literally was the conventions back then. You know what I'm saying? So the tables and everybody had their cards laid out, and then their comic books laid out, and then no anime, none. And it wasn't until Pokemon came out that like anime started getting somewhere in the U.S. So I went and dude, I remember when I saw my first Mew, I was just like, dude, bonkers, bro. I was like, I didn't even know there was a Mew. What is a Mew? And I was looking at the card, man, and the dude was like, yeah, man, this is for Japan. And it was in Japanese because
Yeah,
we didn't have it here in the US, bro. It
I got
wasn't a
you,
thing
bro.
because
I got you.
there you go.
That,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the right
Japanese
there.
right there. What I tell you, it's in Japanese. I was telling you because if they didn't have it in English because it
There
didn't
was,
exist.
they're called pocket monsters over there.
Yep, yep,
It's like, I
yep.
got a Mewtwo also. It's like,
Yeah, because they were in Japanese. Because I'm
yeah.
telling you, they were verifiable. Nick, did I know that you had those two cars? Have
No,
you ever even showed me? Never,
no,
right?
never.
Because I remember I saw them and it blew my mind because I never even seen a Mew or Mewtwo. The only way that you knew was one episode. I think Ash or somebody had alluded to a Mew, right? Like the creator of
Yeah,
all Pokemon, or was his name was Mew, right? And they showed him, and he was creating like not the parasites. I said parasites, but like the prehistoric ones. You know, I forgot their names already. You know, the ones with the it looked like a beetle with the like size for an arm and stuff like that. Kombuchu or something like that. It was say like kombuchu or something like that. I don't know. Check my names. I know I got them wrong, but like it showed like Mew making those, and like he made those, and that was the only time they ever. And they showed them on that stone tablet thing, that
yeah.
stone tablet, and that was the only time I've ever seen Mew. And I went to that convention, and that dude had it, man. Dude blew my mind, bro. I was all like, "Oh man!" And it was in Japanese, and I was like, "Oh man!" And I'm like, and I had all 99 Pokemon cards, bro, but I did not have the other the last two Mew and Mewtwo. When I later grew up, I found out that was the rest of them. Was that, or was it the original set? Was it 99 or 89?
Ooh, I want to say, I think it was,
It wasn't 99. I keep saying 99, but
no, it was, because Mew and it was 150 and 151 are what they are. But there was, I remember when they first came out, it was like a small number. And
yeah,
then originally they kept growing it a bit. Cause I remember when they would do the little songs and everything on there.
no, I was 102 cards.
Yeah.
102
That sounds
cards.
about right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cause it started to expand a bit, of course, when
yeah.
the first movie
Mhm.
came out and then all that. So, I mean,
Yeah. It debuted in January 1999, and it had 102 cards. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was a 99. That's why I was trying to think. It was in the like 102. I think earlier I said it was 101,
yeah, I think
but
you said
yeah, it
101.
was
Yeah.
yeah, it was 102, and I remember I had all I had them all. I got them all, man. Because I'm telling you, bro, I was after that Mew, man. I got and then check it. Check it. I'm gonna give you all right. I know I'm taking up time, but I'll
Yeah,
check it.
you're good. You're
I'm
good.
gonna give you one more story. This is how old I am. This is dating my goddamn ages, man. Like, check it. When the movie came out, I was working at Burger King, and guess what? I had access to.
All those gold.
Yes, I had access to all, bro. I think statute of limitation has passed because it's been like 25 years.
If you're watching this Burger King, no,
Bro,
don't.
Burger King, I was stealing left and right, bro. I was opening every goddamn package to find that damn thing. But like you couldn't resell it because like it wasn't worth it because we were opening them. But I
Yeah.
just wanted them personally, you know? So man, they came in blue, black, and white bags. The blue ones were the common ones because it was like almost translucent blue, so you
Yeah.
could tell what was inside. The black ones were like a rare, right? If you want to like equate that to that, right? And then the white one was the one. That was the one that had all the gold bars. It had the Mewtwo little action figure, the one that came in the
Yeah.
bubbles in the box and the little balls. They were in those, but they were like they wasn't like we had one box of those, one box of that. You just got a mystery box. You open the box up, and then like you just pull from the box, so you didn't know what was inside. And dude, my boss used to keep it every day. And when she would leave, the night shift manager would come in. He didn't care. He don't give a damn about no toys, bro. He was an old man, bro. And I was like, "Hey, man, can I go search the toy box, man? I want to see if they have something." He's like, "Oh yeah, sure, man." He cracked that open, bro. Like, looking for this white bag, bro. Like this white bag, man. So and then but man, we did, I think out of our location, we only had two. And I didn't catch it at the time, but I caught like three black ones, bro. I gaped them, bro. So the motherfucker we had to go,
Before
bro.
kids get blue ones.
No, they ain't never getting it, bro. They ain't never getting it,
Nah, I ain't mad at you. I would have done the same thing, guys.
But I think they instituted the rule, like the rules got really strict. I think they instituted after the whole Pokemon thing, man. Because I think people were stealing the things left and right, bro.
And
I
now,
remember we ran out of toys within like an hour. Like I know half of them probably went in somebody's pocket, man,
oh yeah,
before I got there, dude. Yeah,
yeah,
so but back to old Pokemon. So that whole rant thing, man. But yeah, that was back in the day, man. It's an end of an era to watch them, but it's good, man. I enjoyed it, loved it every moment. Been in the anime game, like I said, man. I tell my kids all the time, man. Like, dude, when I went to conventions, bro, it wasn't cool to be a nerd into comic books, into anime. Oh, definitely anime. If you were into anime, you were a weirdo and a freak. Man. Let me tell you,
yes,
my mom thought all I did was watch hentai, bro. That's what she thought anime was
yeah,
hentai. Like she didn't even know what hentai was, but she knew it was nasty. Anime was
yeah,
nasty, and it was the devil, and I couldn't watch it. So that's
yeah,
how far back I went with anime. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, but like I tell you the stories, and I tell the stories on podcasts all the time, man. Like, my thing, like, and by far, I'm not the only one. There's so many other people that have been doing this a long time, but it's been nice and fun to watch the evolving market, man. Like the evolving, like conventions. Like I tell you, man, when I used to go to convention, there was no anime convention. There was none. They grouped
yeah,
it in with the regular conventions. Like if you went to, I didn't even really go like to Star Wars or Star Trek conventions, but it was more like comic book conventions here. I don't know. Oh, you could tell by Nick's background. We're from Houston, so Houston. It was like it was just comic books. It was never like a specific thing. And dude, never. You would never see it in our gene. You would have never seen it at Astroworld. You would never seen it at the Astro Arena. You would no. These things
yeah,
were held like at the Holiday Inn Rec Room number one.
yep,
It was like smelling like boo boo and wet feet.
yeah,
Like that. That was the conventions, bro. Like that I used to go to, man. And my dad was like, he was into comics, and he would always be searching for comics, man. Like like special editions, rare ones. And so he was always taking us, man, and we are like, Dad, get us out of this stinky old place. No man trying to touch me. He telling me I got comic books in the bag. Come and get those comic books. So
oh man,
that was that kind of stigma back then, man. But but it's been fun to watch it over the years, just grow into something that's phenomenal.
yeah,
My appreciation is finally everyone's appreciation. Like growing up, dude, I couldn't tell people I was into. I'm being dead serious. I was in high school. I couldn't tell people I was into anime, bro. Like I tell people I was into anime, I was like, nope, no more cred. no more cred on the street, bro.
Gone,
Like, no
gone
more cred,
completely.
bro. It was like I'm no more,
Yep.
So yeah, it was a long
It,
time, bro. Good times. But
no,
all
I
right,
get
man,
it.
let's wrap this thing up, man. So we are officially in springtime, and animes are being released for April. Everybody, go check them out. Check out our website. Check out our website. Listen to me. Go check out our YouTube. Hopefully, one day a website. YouTube, TikTok. We changed our moniker. We're now known Anime Cookout. We are no longer Monterey's Corner, only because we don't want to get sued by the man. And so we love you, Madara. You still in my heart, always. The world is pain and pain is death. So pain is pleasure. So, but we can't use your name because we get sued very quickly. We can copy strike every day. So we're known as Anime Cookout. We want y'all to come and enjoy the cookout. Like any old cookout. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have some conversations. We're gonna have some love for our food and our anime. Definitely also too. What I want to try now is do a little food blogging for here in Houston. We got a lot of great ramen shops. We got a lot of great anime shops, boba shops, and stuff like that are dedicated strictly to anime. So we're gonna be bringing you little shorts and little videos of that as well. So we just me and Nick just went and experienced a one over here in Bel Air.
Yeah,
And Nick, what do you think, man? How was it, man?
it was good. The lemonade amazing. 10 out of 5. The food, the ramen was good. I don't eat ramen as much as you do, so I was like, oh yeah. But then as I started to critique it a bit, I was like, I've had better.
Yeah.
Um, and what are I always cannot pronounce them.
Takoyaki.
Yeah, they were really good. They were really good. They melted. They were hot, but I did not mind it. And yeah, they were really good.
Yeah. Well, how was the bun? So they had a bun as well.
Yeah, it was okay. It was. I mean, it went well with as I like how they did a combo thing.
Right.
Such American combo. Like
Combination. No,
yeah.
well, you know what? Don't knock it, bro.
No,
Don't
I
knock
like it.
it because I go to a lot of these restaurants, and when you're paying $10,
Yeah,
$8, $9 just for like one little meal portion, you're like,
yeah.
oh
That's
no.
it. Yeah. No, I liked it. I would like jokes aside, it was really good. Like I was like, I get the combo, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Like I was happy. Like I was like, cool. I'll come back here whenever the line's not too packed. Yeah.
With the lines not too bad, man. I'm trying to get the name of it, man, but I'm not popping it up on my
I
history.
can I can drop a picture for some, and I can put the name in the description for you guys.
Okay, good, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking, man, and I know I saved it in my phone, and now I'm looking in here, and it's not in here. So yeah, okay. Um, man, I enjoyed it as well. Yeah, ramen. I mean, it was about 3 out of 5 ramen. A lot of work. I actually went there to go for the omni rice because I've never had it. It's basically an omelet on top of rice, Japanese omelet on top of rice. Never had it before, and I was super stoked. They told us they're backlogged, and it would have been about 45 extra minutes on top of the hour that we already waited. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to spend 3 hours here. So I was like, no, I'm good. Ramen, please. So got the ramen. Like I said, catch my. We're gonna do a review. I'm gonna put up a little bit of information on there, so go ahead and catch that, so we can go ahead and wrap this video up. But that being said, Nick, welcome to the anime cookout, everybody, and I appreciate y'all watching. If y'all made it this long, Master of Ceremonies, do you have anything else?
I'm ready to go to bed. So y'all make sure to like, subscribe to this YouTube right here. You can watch any of our old videos at the SLG Network. You can look at our TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook group, all of that stuff. We got you covered. Let us know in the comments what you want us to talk about. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff, especially as April comes up and you hear that there's a lot of stuff coming out. Yeah, just let us know what you're into, man. I ain't got nothing else. My fire's out. Of this grill. I'm done.
Yeah, man, he's been recording all day. That boy's done. I'm done too. All righty, guys. Man, well, thank God for the cookout. Thank you, grilled it up today. So let us know how we did, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Later,
Later.
guys.